What's up everyone? This is the inaugural funnel hack and we've got a good one today. So for this video, I'm going to hack through Hirsch Marketing. I think I'm pronouncing her name correctly. I've seen her ads over and over in Instagram, Facebook, so thought I would just break it down to see what exactly she's doing step by step. So I always start off when I'm funnel hacking, I do it really slow and document everything. So I use OneNote. There's multiple ways you could do it. Some people use Evernote. I even use Cloud App for some things, but for this, OneNote. So this was the ad from Facebook that I saw, and I'll go through these in a second. This is just the high level view. The ad takes you to a webinar, so save your spot. Clicking that button pops up to this right here. Once you've signed up, you get a masterclass workbook. Then I didn't get a screenshot of the actual webinar, but it was basically just a video. And then after the video, you go to the really long sales page. And clicking over to the buy now button gets you to the checkout page, and it's got all the information there and some the guarantee at the bottom. So let's go into each one of these in more detail. So to find the ad, again, I saw the ad on my Instagram feed. So what I do from there is I just go to Facebook's ad library, facebook.com/ads/library. Type in Hirsch Marketing, and you can see a bunch of her ads when you do this, but I found the specific one that I saw. So this was the picture. Getting into the tactics now, 3 secrets to exploding your brand. Just a picture of her, pretty simple. It's not a video, it's just a static image. Then here's the copy. So with all ads, it follows the process of hook, story, offer. This is something that Russell Brunson, I heard it from him. He may have got it from someone else, but hook, story, offer. So right here, that first sentence is the hook. You learn a lot after managing over 21 million in Facebook ad spend. So the hook is what gets your attention. So you read that first line, it's like, holy shit, $21 million in ad spend. This person probably knows what they're talking about. And that's probably what she's trying to do here. After that is the story. So that's kind of, what this section here is. It's not story in the traditional sense, like, a Hollywood movie script, but it tells furthermore why you should listen to them. Then it gets into the offer, which is I will show you XYZ, save your spot here, and click the link. So I've noticed that a lot of the people I'm following, a lot of the ads I'm seeing, they do have longer copy. I know there's some schools of thought that people, because when you actually see it in your feed, you're only going to see a little bit of it, and you have to actually, manually push to see all the text. And I know there's some school of thought that you wanted to make sure all your information was in there and don't rely on someone to push. But, more and more marketers I see are having longer ad text for a lot of the things they're doing. Of course, test short copy, test long copy. But what I'm consistently seeing is people are going more towards long copy. And that might change. If this was a video, then they might do short copy there. But because it's a static image, this doesn't tell me a whole lot other than it's a masterclass on exploding your brand. Maybe that's where you have to rely more on longer copy. So you click over to the landing page. And this was another one that was kind of interesting. I've seen webinar landing pages that are super short, simple, not a lot to it. She opted to go longer. So, it's got the nice headline, sub-headline. Clicking here opens up that pop-up I showed you, which I'll talk about in a second. So in this masterclass, you'll learn secret 1, 2, 3, pretty standard. Some testimonials, more testimonials. And then she calls out specifically her target market she's trying to go after, which, again, some schools of thought are, you should really hone in on one person. But she's opting to go with kind of a hodgepodge of people that would find value in this webinar. So you haven't run Facebook ads at all, so complete newbie. You've dabbled with it, you feel overwhelmed, you feel stuck in your business. So, mostly newcomer-ish, but she's not completely ruling out someone with a little bit of experience. Who am I? We've decided to spill our secrets in this free masterclass training. So you click there, it opens up the same pop-up. So the pop-up, this is pitched as a masterclass. It's not necessarily pitched as a webinar, so the phrasing there is kind of interesting. Obviously this timer would be a few minutes. I think if I refresh the page, it might start the timer over. 26 seconds. I think it was set to a few minutes previously. So pick a time. So right now it is 8:04. So the next one is in a minute, or 10 o'clock, 7 p.m. Really, she's not doing this webinar, this masterclass live. So these are really just kind of decoy dummy times, and it's kind of interesting, the strategy there. The first one's like in a few minutes, so some people think, oh, I want to watch this live masterclass, and the next one's in a minute. So there's a little bit of psychology playing there. A text alert option, which is interesting, and then just name email. So not email, also including the name there, save my spot. So you register for that. You get an email. I'm not going to show you the email. It's pretty basic. But then in addition to the email, the thank you page, congrats, you're registered. There's also a download your masterclass workbook. So it's something you can download and look at while you're trying to get motivated. Well, actually, it doesn't even click here for the bonuses. So I think I probably have to hit get started. So that's an interesting strategy. Signing up for a Facebook Messenger. That way she can reach out to you through Facebook Messenger as well. So multiple lines of communication. So she has your email address. If you get the bonuses, she can blast you on Facebook Messengers. So pretty good strategy there. So once you click the email and go to the webinar, that's another one where I don't have the page. So it's basically just a video, no scrolling, anything like that. She talks for a little bit over an hour. And then towards the end, there's a button that goes to the sales page. So what you're seeing here is the replay. So that's another strategy that some people do a replay, some people don't. As you can see, she's clearly decided to go with the replay option. And, I signed up for this yesterday. So it's a two-ish full days of being able to see the replay. Like I said, the webinar masterclass was, hour and 9 minutes. I will tell you, I'm obviously not going to play the whole hour and 9 minutes, but the structure that she followed was almost to the T, the perfect webinar. So if you Google search perfect webinar, Russell Brunson, he has a very specific script that goes into detail almost on every slide exactly what you should say. and it brings in story elements, the three secrets. It has the three secrets there. Talks about each one of your bonuses that you're going to offer, which we could talk about in a second. It's a very in-depth, blueprinted approach to doing masterclasses, and it's actually from, I believe it's from Expert Secrets, his book. Yeah, so perfect webinar model. So Secret 17 of the Expert Secrets book by Russell Brunson. He lays out this webinar strategy step by step. And like I said, she pretty much has followed it to a T. She might have a little bit of variation to it, but for 90+% of it is the perfect webinar is what she's utilized here. So you can watch the replay, link to the sales page, a little bit of credibility indicators, what you're going to learn. Okay, so here is the sales page. She's got a 5-minute video, which, thank you for watching the webinar. Here's what you're going to get. She's kind of has it's kind of like a miniature version of the perfect webinar secret. She's basically reiterating a lot of the things she said in the masterclass, and then also what you're going to get if you decide to buy this product. So the product itself, it's $2,000, which is, I've seen a lot of people use the $997 model. If you're just starting out, some people do $200 or $300. She's going with $2,000. I've seen $5,000. So kind of on the slightly higher end pricing scale, but not completely out of the ballpark for the type of thing she's doing. But it is interesting that she's doing free webinar going straight to the $2,000 high ticket item. Some people start off with a lower price item and then upsell later to a higher price item. But this webinar masterclass strategy is not too uncommon. If someone's going to listen to you a masterclass for over an hour, that's plenty of time to convince you that they know what they're talking about, that you could provide the value and pay the $2,000. So the sales page itself, I'm not going to dissect this too in depth. It's a lot of story. I will call out a few things. So one thing I like is these testimonials. So each of these testimonials is between 8 and 9 minutes, and it's her interviewing an actual customer. So that's her on the left, and then here's the person she's interviewing. And she follows a pretty good process. So she has a kind of a solid list of questions. It's what you typically do is you want it to be kind of a story format. So the first question is like, where were you, before you had ever heard of me? And you let them talk about that. And then it's, what was your initial impressions when you, saw the sales page? What were your concerns? What were your hesitations? Because it's good to have someone else call that out, because that's probably what's going through someone's mind right now is, I have hesitations on price. Is it going to work for me? Et cetera, et cetera. And she's getting them to tell that story of, she's having people open up a little bit and say, hey, I wasn't sure this was going to work. I was nervous, but then telling them the story. And then the next question is really, what were your results and all the stuff you might expect. But if you jump straight to the results, that's not compelling. It's telling the whole story of where were you before, what were your doubts, reservations to start, what were your stumbling blocks after you purchased, and what was going through your mind. And then that makes the final part, the successes, so much more powerful. So she's got a few of those stories. Again, it's who am I, why you should listen to me. Those testimonials again, join now. And then all the bonuses. So a strategy with bonuses is if your product is $2,000, you want your bonuses alone to be 10x plus the value. Like even if the main offering itself is not worth the price, like just the bonuses alone should be worth more than the $2,000 that you're paying. And that gets played out in the masterclass webinar. It gets played out in that 5-minute video. You really have to hammer home every single bonus and really sell and tell a story on each one of those bonuses. So she includes a lot of templates and courses and the Facebook community, live monthly trainings, quarterly monthly trainings, more bonuses, free ticket to Ignite Live. So a live event in Austin, Texas. So that's a pretty good value there. Like if I'm paying $2,000, I get a free ticket to an event, which she has it marked at $1,497. Realistically, marketing events like that, well, some of them can be $1,497. A lot of them are $700 to $1,000. That's kind of the range that Russell Brunson's live event is at. So swipe files, images to copy. So the main offering is a Facebook ad video course, but there's all the bonuses are swipe files, all the things we saw, which just makes understanding the video course better. It provides a supplement to the main training. So there's even more bonuses. So you can really see she's really building up the value of all these bonuses. And like I said, you want all your bonuses to 10x plus what you're paying for the course. So you're paying $19.97 for the course. When she adds up all the bonuses, it's a total value of $36,000. So obviously the goal is to think that, wow, I'm getting $36,000 worth of value and all these bonuses and extra trainings and live webinars and events I'm going to. It makes the $2,000 seem much smaller in comparison. She offers 3 payment plans, which not everyone does. So $19.97 if you pay in full. 3 payments of $747, which is instead of $2,000, it's like $2,200 ish, or 5 payments, which makes it like $2,500 ish. So that's pretty standard. If the more you pay up front, the less you have to pay. And then this is something that I found really interesting was 120% money back guarantee. So she talked about in the video the stipulations, like you have to watch all the videos, do all the worksheets. Like you can't just buy it and then 20 days from now later do nothing and get 120% money back guarantee. There's a lot of steps involved that you have to take to get the guarantee. And my guess is it's pretty in depth, all the stuff you have to do, and highly unlikely anyone's ever going to actually go through and get the guarantee. But it's a pretty bold statement, because if I'm spending $2,000, potentially you could give me all my money back plus $400. And she says that specifically in the video, the $400. So that is a very strong guarantee. And then a few more testimonials, a little more Ignite. So I'm not really sure what that map's about, but that's okay. More student testimonials from the Facebook group. So lots of stories. To be honest, I've seen sales pages that have a lot more of these kind of screen grab Facebook testimonials, but she's got a few there, and she sprinkles in plenty of social proof throughout the sales page. Then she does outline, specifically what you're going to learn in the course, which is smart, more testimonials, frequently asked questions. So that's the sales page, and she's got a timer here, so you have to buy within the next 1 or 2 days to get it. So some scarcity there. The sales or the checkout page, it's on a separate page. Standard billing stuff. This is where you could do the payment options. And then on the right is reiterating all the bundles and bonuses that you're going to get. Reiterating the money back guarantee and the frequently asked questions again. So the checkout page is a little bit longer than some I've seen. Not everyone decides to slap on a FAQ section, for example. I don't see that quite as often. But you do often see a guarantee on the checkout page. It's sometimes kind of mentioned over here on the right. This is something else that you don't always see, is spelling out everything again. But to be honest, like, the main selling happens in the hour-long masterclass. A lot of people, that's when you get sold. You barely even read the sales page. You just kind of skim it. You pay zero attention to all this extra stuff on the checkout page, and you just enter your information. That's what happens some of the time with some people. Some people, they'll watch the masterclass. They'll read through the entire sales page word for word. They'll read this word for word. So she's kind of accommodating multiple personality types. And then, just to round it off, some people won't sit through an hour-long masterclass. They'll skip straight to the sales page and, read that. And some people won't read anything at all. Like, if she already has built up some trust and people have already watched her YouTube videos and now they know that, hey, she's got a Facebook ad course that's going to go in much more detail, people may not even bother listening to the masterclass or barely reading the sales page. They're a warm buyer and they'll pay the $2,000 right there. So that is, I'll wrap it up there. That's the breakdown of her masterclass. So in summary, it's pretty standard, something you see a lot by all these digital marketing groups. Facebook ad goes to masterclass, which is an hour-long video, takes you to a really long sales page. There's some scarcity, and then a $2,000 product with a bunch of different bonuses that make it seem valuable. So that's pretty much it. If you like this video, this inaugural funnel hack, be sure to subscribe. And also leave a comment below the number one tip, insight that you got from studying Hirsch Marketing. And we'll see you next time. Wow, take a look at that. That next video looks really interesting. And is that a subscribe button down there? Wow, I might have to click on that and see what happens.